as the only GWR set for that year, I've decided to keep the R535 as is. So starting with the tank wagon, we've got our Scarwood coal and longwood wagon, the Arnold Sands wagon, then the closed McVitie's van, and the Texaco tank wagon. Moving on, so I have my County of Bedford wagon and tender coming round. That's pulling my Smith's Crisps closed wagon, my Weetabix closed wagon, my Kit Kat closed wagon. So that's a nice, pretty, colourful little rake there. And then my Southern Railways sheep wagon, my LBSC Guards van. Then we have the GWR brake van, the LMS insulated milk van, which is behind the Palethorpe's pork sausages wagon. Quite like that one, I think it's a lovely looking thing. And I've got my rake of 3 four-wheeled coaches. This is all being pulled around at the moment by the Hagley Hall. Now, this is where it gets less exciting, because my 2 goods sheds and my engine shed hide most of the treasure. So I'll just lift them out of the way carefully. Look at that, there's quite a lot there, isn't there? This has taken weeks to get all this to turn up. So there's my big Henry VIII GWR train. It's a lovely model, that runs beautifully too. So going down, we have the United Dairies glass lined milk wagon. Looks very nice in its black and white. Then the National Benzole tank wagon, which I think has to be a favourite, if I'm honest. Then my little Esso tank wagon. And these are nice, compact little wagons. Okay. Smaller than the next sort of layer up, which really doesn't go with the steam collection. But we've got the Golf wagon there. We've got the Shell wagon. And here's an LMS brake van. Coming in a track, I've got my Concert Iron Ore Company Limited wagon. Now this has got a fantastic little feature, if I just lift that up. Okay, so you've got like a bar and a lever thing there, and you can flick that open because it's an operating ore wagon. You can hear it click. So that, if you've got the set for it, you can drop stuff from one level to the next. I imagine that's a lot of fun, quite cool. I'm not building the operating ore set because that's just not going to fit with what I'm doing. Then there's Roberts Davey plank wagon. That's extended height on that, it's quite nice. Then you've got the longer plank wagons. Well, they're not plank, they look like they're steel. So you've got Bolsover and SC. Then my GW Great Western plank wagon, which has got the rail. You can see it there. Put the tarp over. And my pannier tank. There's another tank wagon there. This is pulling the out of era British Rail ventilated wagon, which has got little slidey doors. This is quite nice, quite pretty. The Prestwind Silos wagon, the British Rail steel, it's not really a plank wagon, is it? But it's the same size as the plank wagons. And then the British Rail Guards van, brake van, whatever you want to call it. So those are sadly having to be hidden away, but they also make it quite cramped. You see, I've got those two right close, so you'd have to pull that one out first before you did anything with that. and of course this is blocking it in the way because it's coming over onto the points. But as I say, ultimately the modern BR ones are going to come off, and probably the Shell and Golf wagons as well, and the LMS one of course. So that is the state of play. So that's all looking fine and dandy. I'm pleased I've got them all. They've cost me more than I really could have justified, but you know what it's like. You get involved in this sort of thing, don't you? You get sucked in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just run them around for a little while, because we all like a nice bit of train running, don't we? So yeah, I'll crack on with that now. Just realised I haven't updated you guys on my goods yard. So I got some 3D printed plastic crates and barrels off eBay, and a few more pallets. So they're all down there with my Oxford die-cast trucks, which are not from 1981. And then I've got planks which are ex-Costa coffee stirrers, and some cut up bits of straight rail. So that's given me the finishing touches to my goods yard. Now let's get switched on.